Oh, Shadow Sword. You make me feel really happy. Just love volcano cannons. So many good items in this book. Anyways, welcome to the first episode of Warhammer 40K Wednesday. I'm Commissar Rycor, and basically I decided to start this series pretty much going over the things that I'm doing in the 40K universe. And I'd like to do this as a weekly series, so I'm hoping to do it every Wednesday. And pretty much we'll be going over like things I have on my painting table and news in Warhammer 40K. That'll be pretty much the focus of each week, just kind of like how I've progressed in my model painting over the course of a week, any kind of news I've been hearing on the, either through the FAQ rumors or just through people, and just like random 40K stories that, I hear or read along. Now for the first episode, I would like to go over the army that I have in my other room, as well as the army I have back there, as well as the models I have back there that are getting ready to be painted, and pretty much just an overall overview of the stuff that I do have 40K related as of right now. So we're going to go over to, I'm going to use my other camera to shoot some footage of the models I have in my gaming table room where I have my table set up. The models in there are either fully painted or at least primed. So they have to be at least primed in order to be in that room. If they are not primed, they go sit over here on the staging table. And if they are to be painted, they'll be on the painting table. So that's pretty much how I'll be going through the series. I do have this lovely Aquila hat from, I think I got this from Warhammer World up in Nottingham. And I have this lovely Aquila flag that I got. I walked into a Games Workshop store in, where was it? Vegas, I think. I think it was in Las Vegas. I just walked into a Games Workshop store and had no idea it was the grand opening. So one second. Let me go grab something. Super quick. Alright, I just want to make sure I put this back on the wall. Alright, good. Nice. Good. So yeah. Let's cut on over to the other footage and let's go show you the stuff I have in that room, the stuff I have over there, and the stuff I got on my painting table. So see you guys in a second. Alright, so welcome. We are in the kind of a display / gaming table room. Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't really play very often. I don't really have a lot of people that I know in the area that play. But I have collected the models because I do move around a lot, so I'll find someone to play with eventually. And I mostly really am doing a lot of building and painting right now. So this is the table that I have. I made a 4x7 or 4x8, I think. And it just sits on top of these plastic tables right here. And I got some random buckets with some random stuff sitting down there. I bought one of these Imperial City Fight terrain sets, and I picked up a couple other pieces of terrain. The terrain's painted. These are obviously, these City Fight things, or not City Fight, these little Imperial sector buildings. I'm going to be painting these with some other spray that I have in the other room. We'll pretty much just go over the armies, the models I have right here. And of course it's an Astra Militarum army, or Imperial Guard. I have a Chimera with a flamer on the turret, heavy flamer in the front, 100 killer missile. I have a, this is a platoon command squad. We got a Commissar, we got flamer, melt-a-gun, and junior officer with a power fist. We have 3 Leman Russes. Each of these Leman Russes have las cannon on the front, battle cannon, and 2 sponsored heavy bolters. The turrets do move. They're pretty much the only part that does really move. I pretty much glued everything else in. I didn't want to deal with magnetizing these because I figured I was always going to get more Leman Russes in the future, maybe some Executioners, maybe some Punishers, maybe throw a Pask in there. But I pretty much just decided I was going to get these for right now. And as we go over here, we have one of our platoons, infantry squads. We got a mortar, grenade launcher, and just some other dudes. These ones do have rebreather masks. Let's get a little close up on those. There you go. So we got some rebreather masks right there. And this our sergeant here is equipped with a chain sword and a power fist. But I did put a las pistol on his hip because I wasn't actually going to give him 2 close combat weapons. I just thought it was cool to model him that way. Over here we have another squad. And in these guys, we have a mortar, another grenade launcher, and a bunch of extra dudes in there. And over here we have another infantry squad, also mortar, grenade launcher, and some extra dudes. I like how I put the flag on the mortar. I think that was a nice touch. Over here we have our Imperial Knight Warden. Let me zoom back a little bit on that. And he has the double battle cannon. I forget what the Gatling cannon is called. He's got the missile launcher on top, and he does have the heavy stubber. He's for the most part painted. If I come up with a different symbol for the army, then I will add that later. Swinging over here, we have our Octoblade. Right now it's in its Baneblade configuration with a Commissar crew. So we'll back up. Over here we have a group of Death Corps of Kree Commissars. I was actually going to field them. I bought them mostly just because I wanted the Commissar Tank Commander, but they came in a pack of 3, and I got a double pack by accident, which was cool because Forge World didn't. They were like, yeah, you can keep it. Over here we have our company command squad. We have our plasma gunner, we got our las cannon, and we have our medic as well as our company commander. We have the Chimera that they ride in, which has multi-laser and heavy bolter and hunter killer missile. Plus I gave it the little comm package add-on to make it look more, to help it distinct itself from being the rest of them, because the other Chimeras don't have that. Got myself a Commissar York sitting in the back. Oh no, just dropped a guardsman there. Got a Commissar York sitting in the back right there, and I have a Tech Priest. We've got 3 Wyverns with Wyvern Cannon, or whatever. I don't know what the Wyvern Cannon is called specifically. We've got the Wyvern Cannon and some heavy bolters in the front. Swinging on over here, we have all the other pieces to make the other versions of the Baneblade, and you can see how I did this in the Octoblade video that I have on my channel. Over here we have some extra pieces. These are the Earthshaker cannons for the Basilisk, and these are the Medusa conversion cannons for the Medusa, which I have the gun platforms waiting to be primed. Over here we have an assortment of dozer blades. Once these dozer blades are painted and the tanks that they go to are painted, then I'll glue them on. I didn't want to deal with magnetizing them. It seemed like just unnecessary to me because I wanted them to always have dozer blades. These 3 dozer blades are most likely going to go to the Lehman Russes, and the rest of these dozer blades over here are going to go to the Chimeras. Swinging on over here, we have the actual group of painted Imperial Guard. Let's see if we can get all nice in there. Do I have? I think I do. One moment. I don't know. Do I have a light on this camera? I don't know how to turn it on. Well, unfortunately, it's not actually, I don't have a light on this camera. I do have a flash though, and an IR sensor, but I don't have a consistent light. At least I can't seem to find the option for it if it does happen. But anyway, so we have this group here. They're an infantry squad. We got an autocannon and a grenade launcher somewhere in there. Yeah, here's a grenade launcher. So we got a grenade launcher right here, and the rest are just a bunch of extra dudes. I really like this paint color scheme, and you'll probably see a lot of it. We got another autocannon squad here with a grenade launcher as well, and then we have a primed autocannon squad with a grenade launcher. Over here we have a Vendetta. This is how I did my 2 Vendettas. I know they're supposed to have twin link las. I didn't want to order the Forge World twin link las cannons. I just went with putting 1 las cannon on each wing because I figured it would fit just fine, and I could always just say it was twin linked. Down here we have we get a Scion squad here, and they have this one has plasma gun, melt-a-gun. Now I was planning on doing it plasma gun, or melt-a-gun, because I do have 2 units of Scions. Once both units are painted, I was going to swap them together. But let me know if I should keep them, a melt-a-gun and a plasma gun in each unit, or if I should go with melt-a-gun, plasma gun with just 2, if I should put them together, or if I should leave them separate. Let me know. This is the other squad. I went with a little bit more, I went with a flag right there, and I went with the, kind of made him look a little bit more pimp cane-y, but I didn't give him the pimp cane though. I also put them on, the Scions are on, I think they're secret weapon miniature rubble bases, but I'm not 100% sure who makes those. But they are custom resin bases from, I think it's secret weapon, I could be wrong. Here's another Vendetta that the Scions ride in. Over here we have our Fabulous Marines. We have a Librarian, And it's basically they're blood angels that are done in a purplish color scheme, but they also have a little bit of other colors. Obviously the Dreadnought is pink, but he is not chaos. We have a Batman-inspired Chapter Master with a Comedy Melta. We had just a unit of Blood Angel tactical squads with a heavy flamer in there, and they're done in a bunch of different color schemes, but the primary color scheme is green, purple, and blue. Here we have a lot of people do like the little Joker nod on his shoulder pad, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, so this is what we have on the painting table. And obviously we do have a Marine sitting there. That Marine is a tragic story which I will not tell right now, but that Marine is the inspiration for the Blood Angels. Alrighty. So now that you've seen everything that's here on the table, let's move on over to the staging area and look at the other models that are going to be primed most likely this weekend. Alright, so here's the staging area. This is where models go to be either staged for priming or they get set here before they get moved over to the painting table. So I kind of keep the queue flowing. We got our primer sitting over here, got a bunch of Corax white for these models right here. I got a can of standard Mechanicus standard gray, which that is going to be used for the terrain. So I'm going to prime the terrain like that. I do have a terrain piece. This piece right here is magnetized because I was tired of these falling off, so I did put some magnets on there. They're not super strong, but keeps them from falling off, which is pretty cool. That's going to get primed this weekend, as well as this Aegis defense line with a quad gun. Pretty nice. And we have a Blood Angel Chaplain with jetpack. I'm going to prime them separately so I can paint them separately and then glue them together after they're painted. Then we have 3 of the Medusa Basilisk conversions I did where I cut the barrels off so you can put on different ones. They all have 100 killer missiles and heavy bolters, and they do have heavy stubbers. Not necessarily because I was necessarily going to take heavy stubbers, mostly just because I thought the heavy stubbers looked pretty cool on them. But if someone wants to call me out for WYSIWYG, then sure, fine, they have heavy stubbers, I'll pay the point cost, not the big a deal. These individuals are not glued in because I wanted to paint them separately. Same thing with the dudes in the back, they're not painted, they're not glued in either. As you can see, this one is lying down on the job. Get back up. Alright, so we have over here, we got our 2 Makari's Vanquishers. The turrets are not glued into place, they just swivel, not magnetized or anything. Everything else is, well, these, the side sponsons, heavy voltage side sponsons, are not glued in, but they move just normal. Those are going to get primed as well. And we have our 7 Chimeras, 6 for the infantry platoon squads, and this other one for the other platoon command squad, which is on the painting table. These have the heavy flamer, and 100 killer missile, and these have 3 auto cannons on the turret, heavy bolter in the front, and a 100 killer missile. And I went with I took some liberties. My voice is cracking. I took some liberties with the drivers, because the drivers don't actually count as shooting. So I put a sniper rifle on that one. I put a flag and a chain sword on that one, and I put a chain sword and a plasma pistol on that one, just because I thought they looked cool. And then we're going to continue on. We got multi laser on the turret, and we got heavy bolter, and we also have a flag and a bolt pistol, and don't forget 100 killer missile. Love those 100 killer missiles. And we got multi laser and heavy bolter and 100 killer missile, and he's got a power sword. And we got another multi laser, heavy bolter, and 100 killer missile, and he doesn't have a sword. They didn't give him a sword. So these are the models that we should have painted for next week's episode, at least primed. Moving over here, I got a little project I'm working on because I'm getting ready to move here in a couple months. So I took all the bits I had and de-sprued them and put them in this nice little box. It does have a lid, just the lid's not on. It's easier to not deal with the lid. And I'm trying to get the rest of all of these guys in there as well. Got to de-sprue the rest of all these and get them in there. And then obviously just put the rest of these in recycling. Now I do have a question. Should I take the sword from this Night Warden, take it out, put a handle on it, and give it to a Space Marine? Because I don't know why, but ever since I've seen this giant sword, I'm like, a Space Marine should really wield this, which is my personal opinion. let me know. I think at some point maybe give it to like a Blood Angel, I don't know, some sort of Blood Angel character could probably use it. Let me know. I think that's an interesting idea. Well, all right, so now we're going to move on to the painting table. All right, so on our painting table, this is what we have right now. We have ourselves a platoon command squad. In the stages of painting of the platoon command squad, we have a commissar with a plasma pistol and power weapon. We have a junior officer with a power fist and a las pistol on the side. Get a nice little zoom in of those. Alright, obviously, he's ready. We'll move these dudes out of the way. It's easier to move the models than move the camera. Alright, so yep, this is a close-up of the commissar. I really do like how he turned out. The other commissar that's in the other platoon command squad I'm going to paint, but I'm going to paint him inverted color scheme of this one. So pretty much anything that's gold is going to be silver, anything that's silver is going to be gold. Things that are red are going to be purple, things that are purple are going to be red, back and forth. So invert the color scheme. And here's another little close-up of the junior officer. Painted this guy a long time ago. This is kind of how I came up with the color scheme for the army. Yep. Obviously, he does have a sergeant power fist just because I couldn't find a junior officer power fist, but he is a junior officer. And for the other models that are actually going to be painted, hopefully this week. It's been a kind of a crazy week, though. I'm not sure how much is going to get painted. Hopefully I'll paint them. But we'll see. We have our 3 flamers and our melt-a-gun. I've decided that the flamers will have, not only will they have red flamethrower packs, but they will also have red helmets to give me a little bit more of an idea of who is what on the field of battle from a distance. And our melt-a-guns are going to have yellow helmets. So, or the orangish color. So I got a bunch of Citadel orange shades for those helmets. So red and then orange. And then for the 1 or 2 plasma gun guys that I have in my army, they're going to have blue helmets. Alrighty, so that's what's on the painting table. Let's move back on over to the other camera. Right, so that has pretty much been a tour. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour of the armies I have, both on the painting table, in the staging area, and as well as on the display room. Yes, I am aware I have a lot of unpainted models, a lot of just primed models, but I actually just finished building this army this past weekend. So they're going to get primed. I've got the cans, going to prime this weekend. So next week, hopefully, as long as I keep making these videos, because my schedule is about to get really weird really shortly. But for the next couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, we should be fine, at least making videos every Wednesday. But I might have to go on a trip here next month for 2 months. But we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Anyways, let's see. Have I really heard any real news? Since I don't really play the game much, I wasn't really getting any news for Warhammer 40K. The Get Started packs are coming out in force. More and more Get Started packs are coming out. I really love the Get Started Astra Militarum pack, Imperial Guard pack. We all know what they're actually called. I mean, heck, still says Imperial Guard right here. So, still says here. I do have the actual Astra Militarum Collector's Edition rulebook codex because it hasn't been updated, so I still have the Collector's Edition when it was Astra Militarum. Or when it just became Astra Militarum. I did see something about, what is it? What do we got over here? The official errata for dreadnoughts, increasing the attack characteristic of any dreadnought by 2. So basically they get two extra attacks. And I'm not even sure what they get right now. Because I definitely don't have the most current Space Wolf Codex. I don't think I have the most current of any of the Space Codexes, because I got them all when 7th edition first came out, when 6th and 7th edition were coming out, so I bought them all when they were hardback, and I think all of those have been updated. I'm not really sure what of them has been updated, though. But yeah, I used to buy every single codex, but I haven't been keeping up with all the codexes. But yeah, and so this happened, and everyone was super happy. At least everybody that plays with Dreadnoughts were super happy. And then I saw one person was like, "What about Hellbrutes?" And then so it became I saw a hashtag Hellbrutes are Dreadnoughts too. And someone's like, "Codex envy." So I just thought that was kind of funny, the whole Hellbrutes are Dreadnoughts too thing. I am wearing an Age of Sigmar shirt. I was at Warhammer Fest up in Coventry a couple weeks back, or a month or two ago. And
they didn't have any Imperial Aquila shirts. They didn't have any Imperial Guard shirts. They had a lot of Space Marine, a lot of 30K Space Legion shirts, and they didn't have any, Imperial Guard shirts. No Death Corps Creek shirts or anything. So I was like, oh man, I got the Imperial Guard flag. Yes, it's over there. Okay, trying to get. I got the flag, and I've got the flag, and I've got the hats, and I've got a bunch of mugs. I've got like two. I got a Death Corps Creek mug and just an Imperial Guard mug. And I was like, well, the skull looks nice, and the t-shirt's relatively comfortable, so I went with this shirt, and that's why I'm wearing this shirt today. Unfortunately, I do not have an Imperial Guard shirt. But if I find an Imperial Guard shirt, definitely going to buy one. Probably won't order one, but if I come across one, I'll probably buy it. So yeah, that's pretty much been it for Warhammer Wednesday. Now, my goal is to actually, it's Tuesday today, my goal is actually to edit this video so it will come out on Wednesday. But it is already 9 o'clock, and I do have to get ready to go to bed because I do have to get up at 4 o'clock. So I might edit it, or I might just throw it together really quickly with some really quick cuts. And we probably won't get a lot of good editing. But it's episode 1. Who cares? I hope you guys enjoyed the series, or I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and feel free to, leave me some comments. And I know I'm pretty sure one of the main comments is going to be, get an airbrush. And on that topic, before I leave, I will get an airbrush. But since I am moving in like 4 or 5 months, I'm not going to buy an airbrush now. So none of those tanks are going to get painted. All those tanks are going to be primed. I do have to order some cases where everything can be shipped, but I'm not going to actually paint those cases right now. And I know I'm not going to paint those tanks. I know it sucks. They're not going to get painted. I will. My primary focus is going to be on the infantry, and I want to get those painted as soon as I possibly can. So at least those will be done. So when I get to where I'm going next, I'm going to South Korea for a year. When I get to South Korea, I'm going to try and paint all the tanks. Now I want them to be primed before, so I don't have to worry about priming them again. And yeah. And I'm also going to be ordering, I think I'm going to be ordering some battle foam and some battle foam cases here in a little while. I'll probably look at that this weekend, maybe place the order this weekend. I'm just not sure the turnaround time. I got to look at the turnaround time, because if I'm leaving in a few weeks, I would rather have them here than waiting at the post office. That would really suck. But anyways, yeah. So if you have any questions, comments, hit a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to, if you want to talk about more stuff. If there's anything Warhammer 40K related that Imperial Guard or not, let me know and I'll talk about it. So yeah, thank you and have a great day. The video cut off.